Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome back to Dallas, Texas, USA Bowl, home of the Roto Grip Sport Challenge. Spring Series, week number 3. This is the final week of the mystery long pattern. So we found out we've got 44 feet of oil at a 1 to 2.1 ratio, so challenging conditions. We saw that reflected in the scores today. Nothing super high. Being over 200 was put you in really good stead today. So we had qualifying. 3 games of qualifying already happened. Joining match play at the beginning here. So our qualifiers for match play. Number 1 seed, Brandon Haas. Number 2, Morgan Davis. Number 3, Stacia Guerrero. Number 4, Savannah Bergen. 5, Katharina Mente. 6, JC Borgia. Oh, I'm sorry, number 4 was Allie Harris. They'll put number 5, Savannah Bergen. 6, Katharina Mente. 7, JC Borgia. Number 8, Brady McDonough. Just squeaking in there at the end. So the match play format, it's a bracket play. Number 1 plays number 8. Number 2 plays 7, 4 plays 5, and 3 plays number 6. Single elimination. Winner moves on. Loser goes home. Quarterfinal, semifinal, final match. So in our left pair, we've got Brandon, number 1 seed, playing Brady, number 8 seed, and Allie playing Savannah. They're going head-to-head. And our right pair, Stacia versus Kat, and Morgan versus Jace. So as a reminder, they qualified on pairs a little bit lower on the house, so they're coming to these pairs fresh, unplayed, no practice. Jump on, take a shot, figure it out. You've got a game to get the pattern, to get the lanes sorted out. So challenging conditions, challenging format amongst these great players. All right, so we've got Kat shooting at the big 4, gets 2 off of that. Brandon on 30 at the 1-2-4, he's going to pick that up. Power player 2-hander. Brady, lane 29, he's working on a strike, second frame. And he's getting them to go. That'll be 2 in a row for Brady. Jace on 32, opening his first game. That's going to cross over for him and not quite get the 6 out as Allie leaves the 1-2-4. So this is 44 feet of oil, but the forward only goes to a little past 30, and the rest is brushed out. So although it's long, it's thin. So you're going to see a lot of motion on the back end, and that's where the challenging conditions come in. That's going to break down very quickly, and we're going to see some transition. Savannah shooting at a 210, trying to pick it up, can't quite get it. Kat leaving a 10 pin on 31. Brady up on 30. 13-year-old 2-hander throwing the IQ tour. And he ran out of luck there, leaving the 7-10. Throwing the IQ tour. Got it a little bit outside. Got that light 7-10. See if Brandon can capitalize on that. He does. So he is spare strike. Kat shooting at a 10 pin. She gets it. Brady shooting at the 7-10, and he gets the 7. Does not convert the 7-10 split. Stacia shooting at the 6-10, and she gets it. So she is open spare after 2. Jace working on a spare, second frame. Throwing a proton physics. Strong ball there. So he's spare strike. Savannah going through the nose for a 3-10. And Allie, lane 29. Morgan, 32, gets the 10 out. Allie sending them all straight back. So she's open spare strike. 39 in the third on a strike. And Savannah can't convert the split. So our right pair needs a scoring adjustment. There we go. So Morgan's on a double. She got that late 10 out. All right. Brady coming in a little bit high and leaving a 4-pin on lane 29. Little correction for that shot that was outside. Previously, Cat on 32, crossing over, 6-10. Brandon leaving a 4-pin of his own. We're seeing that a lot. A lot of hook on the back end here today. Stace leaving a 10-pin. And that was the big challenge, playing a part of the lane. They'll get your ball motion to work, but not overreact on the back end. And still have enough energy to get through the pins. So it was, everyone was riding the struggle bus today. I think over 500 was one of the higher scores. Savannah with a 6-10. Pretty common leave. It's Jace with a 4-10. Shakes up a little bit of a mess. Allie playing more direct for a double. And Savannah converting her spare. Morgan is going to be light with a 1-2-10. So we've seen Jace make the big 4 on the broadcast before. We'll see if he can convert this one. Meanwhile, Brady outside again, and that's going to be light, leaving a 2-8. Jace does not convert. And Brandon's going to be right in the pocket. He's going to be hard to beat with that line. And Brady shooting at the 2-8, and he gets it. And Stage crossing over for a strike. Saw a fair bit of those today as well. Some really hot, dry back ends today. Allie with 3 in a row. She has got this figured out. And Kat getting her single pin. Brady playing more, playing deeper, and that's was the move for him. He gets 10 back. So in the 6th frame, he's at 104 on a strike. Morgan on 32 in the pocket, getting the 7-pin out late. Jace on 31. he goes through the nose, leaving another split. Smaller one this time, though, leaving a 3-10. And Brandon on 30. He's on a strike. That looks pretty good. Getting the 4-9 late. Getting the break. And Jace taking the 3 off of the 10 for open number 2 in the 4th. So our left pair's a little bit ahead of our right. So Allie on 3 in a row. Doesn't seem to like it. It was a little bit outside. 1, 2, 4. And Cat, high flush, strike. Savannah shooting at a 4-pin. Easy work. Stacia's high flush for a 7. And Jace throwing a, looks like a proton physics a little bit too far outside, leaving a 1-2-8. Didn't see much of those today. It seemed like everything was crossing over, going through the nose on a miss. And Brandon right there. So that's going to be 3 in a row for Brandon, as he's closing the door on Brady. That was Brandon's 7th frame. Brady's shooting his 7th frame, so he's going to need this to stay close. And that's more inside, crossing over for a 5-pin. All right, so Allie working on a spare. Morgan on 31, sending 10 back. Allie, almost with the 7-10, gets the 7 out, leaves the 10-pin. Messenger can't quite get all the way across the lane. Allie shooting at her 10-pin. She's getting that. Laser. And Cat's going to be outside. 1, 2, 4, 7. And Savannah's cross way over. Stacia also crossing over, getting the late 9. Get a replay on that. Not sure what took out Stacia's 9-pin. Whatever it was, it worked. And there you go, good enough. And Brady getting them all back. So striking the 8th for him. He needed that. He's going to need some help from Brandon if he's going to overtake the number 1 seed. It's Morgan on 32. She goes in high for a 3-6-9. So that's a tough one. Got to get enough of the 3 to also get the 9 out. And Brandon goes in high for a 3-6. Gets the Messenger to take out the 10. So Jay's crossing over, leaving a 5-pin. Saw plenty of those today as well. Savannah crossing over, but getting 10 in the pit. Morgan shooting her 3-6-9. And too much of the 3 doesn't get the 6. Brandon shooting at his spare. That looks good. He gets it. So that puts him at 165 in the 8th on a spare. Brady is 144 on a strike. And Cat on 32. They're right pairs in the 6th frame. So they're a couple frames behind. And Cat going through the nose, 3-10. And Brandon, all right, well, 1, 2, 4, 10. This is makeable, especially someone with Brandon's power. He can get the left side of the head pin, knock it over into the 10. But if he doesn't, that's going to open the door for Brady if he can keep finding the pocket. Kat on the 310, and she gets it. So that'll spare up her 7th frame. Brandon shooting, and too much of the head pin leaves the 10 for an open in the foundation frame. That puts him at 180 in the 9th. And Allie getting the 3-6-10, sparing up the 8th. She's at 152 already in the 8th on a spare. Savannah's at 107 on a strike. So Morgan, her 8th frame, she is on an open. And she's got a tight match against Jace. So Brady can put some pressure on. And he's a little bit light, leaves a 10 pin. So he needs to make this to keep it tight. Allie a little bit out the window, getting 5 on her spare. But she's well in the lead on her match. Morgan getting the 10 pin. So Brady needs this to stay close. He needs that to hold on. It does not. So that will more than likely do it for that match. Stacia crossing over, leaving a 5 pin. Allie, much better shot. Finding the pocket to convert her spare. So Brady starting his 10th frame. Savannah starting her 9th. Savannah's on a strike. Crossing over, leaving a 6. And Stacia getting her 5 pin. And Brady going through the nose. Tapping the 9 pin, but not getting it out. So that puts him at 171. So he's going to need to make this to even tie. And a strike. Yeah, he's at 172. So yeah, so Brandon needs 3 pins here. Looks like he'll be able to manage that. JC crossing over for a 5 pin. And Brandon crossing over for a strike. So that will do it for Brandon versus Brady. Brandon will move on. Allie versus Savannah, that match is mathematically done. Brady takes his shot, and he's light pocket. Jace gets his 5 pin. So Brady finishes with 179. Brandon will probably be 2-0 something. There we go. All right, so moving on to the right pair. Kat is extending her lead against Stacia. So Stacia's going to need this one. And just a touch high, leaving a 4 pin. So Kat had a strike in the 9th. This is Stacia's 9th frame. Brandon finishing up with 2-0 flat. So he will move on. So Stacia needs it, gets it. So that puts her at 145 on a spare. Kat's 151 on a strike. Jace gets his spare. So he's at 137, although Morgan is starting her 9th frame. She's on a strike. And that's light 2 pin. And Allie just mowing them down. Double in the 10th. Puts her at 197. That will be the high score of this first round. So she's off to a good start. All right, and Allie a little bit light. Morgan makes her spare, so she is at 160. So that puts her 23 up on Jace. So Stacia crossing over for a strike. First shot in the 10th. She can strike out for 185. Strike here for Kat would put some pressure on. She gets it. Great shot. That puts her at 171. So Stacey's going to need to punch out. And she does not. So she got 6. So it looks like Kat will advance. And she gets 9 on her second shot in the 10th. So she can make this for 190. So she will advance ahead of Stacia, and she will play the winner of Morgan and Jace, and that's going to be Morgan. As Brandon and Allie are starting their match. Second round. Brandon's first shot comes in light. Leaves the 1-2. Some deadwood there, though. Needs to be cleared out. And Morgan can't get the 7. And Jace pound in the pocket right there. First shot in the 10th. But he can strike out for 177, and Morgan's already at 178. So that match is done. She got our deadwood clear on 30. There we go, just sliding it back, doing it smooth. And there he goes, spinning over, bend at the waist, slide it right back. All right, so match number 2, we've got Brandon finishing up his first frame, wrapping the 1 around the 2. You can't open too many frames against Allie, not from what we saw the last game. With the high score of 203. And it's going to be inside. It's going to hold, though, but not get the 9-pin out. So our semifinal match, Allie versus Brandon. Katharina versus Morgan Davis. The winner will advance to our championship match. Allie getting it. Spare in the first. All right, so Kat taking her first shot, lane 31, starting on the left lane, playing up. Looks like about 7, coming in a little bit light, leaving a 10-pin. Allie's second frame. That looks to be inside as well. Crossing over, gets the late 6-pin out. Cat shooting at the 10-pin. That might be inside. It is. So she'll open her first frame. If you're going to open a frame, do it in the first. All right. So Brandon coming in high, leaving a 3-6-10. Some people say this is unmakeable, but I've seen it done before. I believe in Brandon. I think he can pull this off. Morgan starting her first frame. That's going to cross over, leaving a 5-10. 5-10. Brandon, if he's going to do it, he's going to do it the hard way. He does not. So the unmakeable spare continues, leaving the 3-6-10. All right, so Morgan, power player, she can slide this 5 over into the 10. We'll see if she can do it. She doesn't believe in it, and she clobbers the 5-pin, leaving the 10. So we're starting off with a spree of opens. So this long oil pattern with relatively light volume. I don't remember what the volume was. 26, I think. So you're going to see some transition quickly, and that's what we're seeing now. So these young athletes need to make some adjustments, move in a little bit, maybe an equipment change. Lots of options, but you got to pick one. So Brandon with the 1-3, and he gets it. So spare in the third. Morgan shooting at the 4-7-6. That one's hard to make, but she gets 2. So she's open 18 after 2. All right, so Allie on a strike. She's got the opportunity to distance herself a little bit early in the match. That's going to be inside as well, but it's high flush. So got some hold in the middle still for Allie. And she's found that and capitalizing on it, as she is spare double through 3. Cat on 32 coming in high. Look at that, 4-6-7. Same thing Morgan left. Allie on lane 30, playing the shim in the middle. It crosses over. She's got the roll to carry it though, and then that's 3 in a row. Who's going to go first? It's Cat on 31, playing up 10. That's going to be high for a 4-pin. It's Brandon gets the 4-9 for a strike in the 4th. All right, and Cat shooting at the 4-pin for a spare. That. All right, got just enough of it. So she's sparing the 3rd. Has Brandon on 30. It's an opportunity to get on a roll, and he does. Right, so he's playing a little more outside now. Getting it out to about 8 down lane, letting it go back in the pocket. So Allie on 3 in a row. This is her 5th frame, and she's playing the hold in the middle, getting the late 4. as Morgan leaves the 1-2-4 over on 32. And let's see if Allie sticks with the shim in the middle. And she does. And that's the play. So that's 5 in a row for Allie. The pack of Franks in the 6th. Brandon with 2 in a row, so he's going to need this to have a chance. And that looks pretty good, but a little bit light, leaving a 2-4-5. All right. Practice. And Morgan can't get the 5 to go, and she's got a 5-7 to deal with. Brandon with a 2-4-5. And Morgan a little bit outside and whiffs it. So she's at 44 in the 4th. There we go, and Brandon crossing over. Kat on 32, and she crosses over, gets him to mix. So Brandon with the 1-3-6-10. Oh, and he gets it. So he spares the 7th. And Kat straight up 10, and it just keeps going straight up 10. She leaves a 1-2. So the winner of the match, the high qualifier, gets to choose the lane. I think Allie was number 4. And Katharina was 6. Morgan was number 2. So be interesting. So if Morgan wins this, she'll be able to pull Allie off that pair, which I would do if I were her, and bring Allie over to the right to try and get that figured out. But if Allie, or if Kat wins, then Allie can bring Kat over to the left pair. A little bit of strategery, as Allie seems really comfortable on this left pair. And we'll see if it holds up, and it does. She's just dialed in. So math is hard. I'm not sure if it's mathematically over for Allie and Brandon, but it's definitely hard to do. Okay, Morgan finding something. She's on a double. And Brandon going down 8, leaving the bucket. So that will do it for him. Our number 1 qualifier fallen to number 4. When you've got just one game, you never know how it's going to go. So Brandon shooting at this, trying to get the spare, doesn't like it, misses them all. So Kat on 31, leaving a 10 pin. All right, so Kat has the lead for now in that match. And if she wins, she qualified behind Allie. So she's going to get pulled over on the left pair. If Morgan wins, undoubtedly Morgan will uproot Allie and bring her over to the right pair. So we shall see, but Morgan is on a double, starting her 7th frame. And Brandon picking up the spare in the foundation frame for 121. Morgan doesn't like it, goes high, leaving a 3-6-10 on a double, and that puts her at 95. In the 7th, so she needs to spare this up to keep it close. As that wasn't an instant replay, Allie actually struck once again in the 9th, so she's at 209 on a double in the 9th. As Morgan gets the 3-6 off the 3-6-10, so be open in the 7th, puts her at 99. So that will keep the lead on Kat's side. And Allie leaving a 10 pin on the first shot in the 10th. And Morgan tripping out the 6. Take a look at that. So she needed that strike to put some pressure on Kat. There it goes. So Kat on 32, 7. Is that a 6-7? Kat shooting at it right away. That was a 3-7. So that's going to be open in the 8th. As Allie finishing with a 248. High score of the day. Outstanding game. Clean game. Pack of Franks through 2-6. Spare double, spare strike. Great game. And Kat going through the nose, leaving a 6-10 in her 9th frame. So Morgan on 32. She's going to wait for Kat to shoot at this spare. And she's going to pick that up. Not even looking at it. She knew it. All right, so Morgan on 32. Her 9th frame. Ooh, got away with one. Through the nose for a 4-7. So that will give her the lead temporarily, and she'll keep it if she makes this spare. So she can spare this for 129. Give her a 6-pin lead. And she wasn't sure, but she got it. So she will finish the 10th frame on the left lane. And she's gone split, strike, strike, open on the left lane. So we'll see if she can get it dialed in. And that looks inside. All right, she breaks it up, giving a 6-pin. And she's going to make it. She makes it. All right, so spare in the 10th. That puts her at 148. And Kat's going to cross over and miss the head pin. 1,369. And Morgan with 7 for a 155. And the best Kat can do. Yeah, she made it. Yeah, so she can do 149. All right, so Morgan's going to pull Allie over to her pair, I bet. We're going to move some cameras around, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So, as predicted, Morgan's going to pull Allie over to the right pair. And we're all repositioned. So, Morgan's going to start on the left lane. And that's going through the nose. 479. Easier than the 4710, but not easy by any stretch. You got to get the ball on the left side of the 4 pin, slide it over into the 9, and have the ball take out the 7 pin. And can't quite get it, so it'll be open in the first. As a reminder, also here in the Dallas area at the ITRC, got the PBA going on, live streaming on Bowl TV. So when this match wraps up, be sure and watch the match play for free. Allie not getting the 5-pin out. So the stepladder finals do require a subscription, which we do not. So subscriptions are free on our channel. So make sure you click subscribe, like the video, share it. All those things. And Allie getting enough of the 5-pin to go. But yeah, as we wrap up here after this game, switch on over to Bowl TV. Enjoy the dulcet tones. Jason Thomas, Matt Canizaro, and Aaron Smith as they provide play-by-play action for the PBA events over at the ITRC here in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. All right, Allie finding the pocket, not getting the 7-pin out. So she's on a spare in her second frame. And Allie easily picking up the 7-pin. So she's spare in the second. So Morgan's got the opportunity to answer in her second and third frames. And Morgan getting set up on the right lane. Playing a little bit more outside, finding some friction. Not quite enough hook out there as she comes in light, leaves a 10-pin. And Morgan shooting at her 10-pin. Finds the friction outside again and hooks away. So she's open. And then open opens the door for Allie. Yeah, let's see if Morgan get lined up here on the left lane. Again, playing outside. Not quite enough friction on the outside. This is a custom pattern, long pattern. And if you know oil patterns, there's 6 2-to-2s out there. So this is relatively flat, I think a 1 to 2.1 ratio out there. So you're not going to find a lot of hook on the outside. But you are going to find some hook mid-lane and off the end of the pattern. So that makes it challenging. And Morgan spares up her third frame. There we go. Allie got the 10-pin out on that one. So she's playing the 9 or 10 board down lane, it looks like. And that seems to be the place to be. And that is about 3 inside and crosses over, leaving a 9-pin. That was about 13, 14 down lane. And on a house shot, you can miss like that and it'll hold. So if you're playing your regular recreational open bowling and they've got a house shot where that ratio is 9-to-1, 10-to-1, sometimes 15-to-1, You're going to have 15 times the oil on the middle of the lane as you do on the outside, as Allie picks that up. So if you miss inside like that, there's going to be enough oil there to hold and keep the ball from crossing over and just send it straight into the pocket. And if you miss outside, you're going to find some friction and it's going to hook back into the pocket. On these sport patterns, that is not the case. So you only have a couple boards of miss room down lane, as we saw there. Being 3 or 4 inside is going to cause it to cross over. So Morgan finds the pocket in her 4th frame, but a little bit light and leaving a 10 pin. So she's getting dialed in after 2 opens in her first 2 frames. But you don't want to leave Allie any opportunity to open a gap. It's going to be hard to close. And she gets that 10 pin. And Morgan, that's going to be inside, crosses over. So she was about 13 down lane as well. So it looks like 9 board, you're going to leave a 10 pin. 13, you're crossing over. Got to be dialed in if you're going to carry on this pattern. And Allie's 9-10 down lane, and she gets it out. So that's strike in the 5th. Puts her at 89 in the 5th on a strike. Puts her 22 up on Morgan. Halfway through the match. And she's right there again. It's also, each lane's going to be different. So she hit the exact same spot on the left lane as she did on the right. Right lane was a strike. Left lane missed the head pin. So just because the lanes are next to each other doesn't mean that they have anything in common whatsoever. And we saw that on that shot just there. So she was on the 9 board down lane and missed the head pin. So she's going to take advantage of the information she collected in the 2 frames ago, where if you hit the 13 board, you're going to cross over. So she threw her strike ball down the 13 board and picked up the 1-2-4. All right, so she is 109 on a spare in the 6th. Morgan on a strike. She can put a couple together and close that gap. So her 6th frame, she's been 10 pin, 10 pin on this lane. And that's got to cross over, and it does. All right, so she was about 12 down lane on that shot. One of those cases, it's so bad it's good. She was in danger of going through the nose, but she was able to get it to cross over and carry the 9 pin. So she is on a double. And that's on the 10 board down lane. That's what you want to hit. So that's 3 in a row. And that'll give the lead over to Morgan right now with 3 frames to go. going to be inside through the nose. Gets the 6-pin out. Crossing over, getting the 6 and the 10 out. So that's a strike in her 7th frame. That's way inside. Got to cross over and leaving a 5-pin. And she gets it, just enough. It's that spare in the 8th, so she's 149 on a spare in the 8th. And Morgan on a double, starting her 8th frame. And she's on the 10 board. Doesn't get the 4. That was just a little bit high. So that puts her at 144 in the 8th. She'll make this for 146. And it'll be a 3-pin match with Allie in the lead. And she gets it. So 2 frames to go. We've got 3 pins separating our 2 competitors. So Morgan will finish her 9th frame. Allie will step up for her 9th and 10th. So Morgan will know what she's got to do. And that's going to be inside. Got to cross over. Doesn't. Goes to the nose, leaving a 3-6. And Morgan needs this. Keep the pressure on. Chops the 3 off the 6. That's 163 in the 9th. So she can, if she strikes out, her max is 193. So Allie can strike out for 199. Or 219. And there's the first one. So that puts the pressure on. So yeah, so she can strike out. And shut out Morgan. Yeah. And that's got to cross over, and it does. All right, and that will do it as Allie gets a strike. Morgan gets the strike that she was looking for. So Allie just needs a couple pins. Ooh. So she goes to the nose and splits, getting 7. But that's going to be enough to shut out Morgan. So Morgan comes in high, leaving a 6-pin. So Morgan can pick this up for 183. as Allie finishes her match with a 2:05. Coming in as the number 4 qualifier with some great games of 2:03, 2:48, 2:05 to walk through the bracket and win today's competition, the Roto Grip Sport Challenge, Spring Series number 3. So that will draw this to a conclusion. Thanks to all the competitors. Thanks to all the viewers out there for watching us here at USA Bowl in Dallas, Texas for the Roto Grip Sport Challenge. And if this looks interesting, if you're a youth bowler or if you're a youth athlete and you'd like to try bowling, go to gobowling.com, find a youth league in your area, and you can get started anytime. So thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to go switch over to Bowl TV, watch the PWBA in action at the ITRC here in Arlington. Tell them I sent you, and remember to be cool and go bowl.